Alright, what's up? So, here I am. This is just a game I've been meaning to get done for a while, and I've just been far too lazy to actually do it. So here I am, I'm on my brand new Canoe Panzer. This is actually the third game I played. Or, what are we calling it? The Canoe and Panzer 105. Now, let's stick with Canoe Panzer. So here we are. We're on Paris. It's probably one of the worst possible maps I could choose, but we're going to do the best we can with what few options we got. Now, because we are in such a paper-thin tank destroyer, that is the size of a boat, we're going to, of course, go up to the northern area, and we're going to camp bush. Okay, we're going to find ourselves a nice, useful bush, and pray to God the enemy is cooperative. Now, there is actually a couple of interesting options depending on what you expect to happen. I know I'm going to eventually get shots out in the field here, but there's these trees and bushes here that might allow me to get shots on anyone foolish enough to try and start crossing right in the middle. But they have to be trying to cross all the way to heavy corner and not really trying to get into the center area here where all the little light tanks like to go. So, I mean, right away, we kind of got a problem. There isn't a whole hell of a lot in this field. Typically, all your bushwankers, hi me, and all your light tanks will kind of gravitate to the field, and certain mediums will as well. But so far, it's just me and this Lynx, and unfortunately, I got probably the worst of the two light tanks trying to spot this field. Because unfortunately, the Lynx, while being completely broken bullshit, is only good for active scouting. Parking his ass in a bush, in a typical light tank bush spot, is just a giant waste for it potential. Hell, he might even be sneaky enough to get right into these bushes right here in front of me. But typically, the clown cars have less view range until like the very top tier. But of course, that doesn't matter because they run around the battlefield like the cockroaches they are. Oh, except for this one. So, like I said, to be a passive scout, I probably got the worst guy doing it. But I'm over here with my binocs, just going to camp my bush. And honestly, there might be a minute. Honestly, I wish these trees here kind of got knocked over for me, because this will allow me to establish more view range outward. So right now, I know something is going to eventually show up in these bushes over here. I'm starting to think about shooting it, so I'm starting to plan my escape. Someone is going to park their ass in that bush, and we'll figure out if anyone's close enough, okay? We didn't get lit. Let's go investigate the Super Persian that started moving up the middle. I got a few dudes in my way, just trying to find the corner. And again, we're trying to use our bushwork best we can and stay hidden. Take a random guess, plop a shot, and let's reinvestigate this field. Just kind of make sure nothing is going to start sneaking up. And right away, there goes one. So I'm going to just take up my best guess, but there's usually a lot of crap in the way, and I'm over here just yelling at the medium to get the fuck out of my way. So like I said, the Lynx may have been able to spot something much sooner. Someone typically kind of hangs out on that corner over there, so it's always a good idea for me to just kind of stare at it. And again, we're just going to keep doing some blind shooting and see if we get lit. Now, our Lynx has decided, screw this, you're on your own. So, the field is largely abandoned right now. All except the Lynx isn't confident enough to actually run from it. But it's not a big deal. We got our Brask moving around a bit. Granted, not a light tank. Granted, that doesn't really matter. It's a French tank, so they're all light tanks. Okay, Lynx is coming back, going to re-establish bush, and because he bugged out, we kind of missed our chance on the LTTB there. We just really got to let this gun settle. It's not the greatest. This gun is basically what happens if you take the leopard gun and drop it on a turretless box. So the gun itself is pretty rock solid. I think the DPM is a little on the low end. I'm not sure. Accuracy is pretty solid. Penetration is pretty good. But, I mean, it's the bloom of just doing anything with this that just screws it up. So we gotta really just let the gun settle. Uh-oh. And so we still weren't lit. So that's people trying to blind shoot this corner, which is half the reason I'm trying to tuck up best I can and not go into the bush further than I have to. And every time I fire, I'm just going to assume I'm going to get lit, and I'm just going to pull the hell back. So we already lost the Lynx because he kind of gave up some crucial area and let the LTTB sneak into it. Guard's taking some hits, so I gotta get my ass on this corner and see if I can't start seeing something. And like I said, I'm trying not to expose myself more than I have to, so I'm holding back behind this building because anyone direct firing was pretty much going to miss me. So I'm holding back from this bush. And that's my goal. I'm going to wait and see what comes around. And, oh, look, here's our friend in the light tank. And we'll just take the shot. There we go. So we're lit. It's the first time we got lit. And boom. At least the light tank is dealt with. I know this is pretty much the leopard gun, although the leopard got an alpha buff. And this did not. Oh, that's a damn shame. That little alpha buff might really go ahead and make this gun a lot more worthwhile. So again, I know there was a Skrupinski out there. I'm trying to get a nice lead shot. I don't know how the hell we missed the light tank, but he's so close and we were pretty much guaranteed to be lit. And like always, we're just going to back around and try to wait till we disappear. Okay, let's not immediately go back because if they saw me moving towards it before I went dark, someone like Skrupinski or Borsig might just decide to put a shot into the bush. So give it a few extra seconds just to really make sure. Let them think they're safe. And just waiting on this batch be foolish. And there he is. Now because of those trees in front, we didn't actually get lit. So again, they're a double-edged sword. They're preventing me from spawning, but they're also preventing me from getting lit. I kind of wish the guards stayed on this guy long enough to keep him lit. And there's a Centurion. Oh, never mind. There's the Batchat. Bye-bye. It's like, I probably could have killed the Batchat sooner if the guards stayed on top of him, but that's neither here nor there at this point. Alright, that Centurion doesn't quite look like he's going too far, but let's try to investigate, do our best to keep protected. Okay, guards checking out a different corner, so we're just going to ignore him for a bit. We got a Renegade pushing up through the center right now. Teams are looking pretty even, although they pretty much lost a better... We lost a Heavy, and they still have all theirs. Here comes the Renegade, and like I said, it's actually pretty well. And we got a nice fire off of it. Probably had an auto extinguisher. Maybe a manual. But now he's kind of gone dark, so I'm pressing up through the bushes and trying to get a light on him. And, like I said, just trying to do a bit of bush work. Do what we can, when we can, and just keep going. So yeah, we just took out the Renegade. That was a very nice kill, very worthy. Now we're moving back here. Got to make sure this field stays protected. So, I know some people will pretty much keep falling back once they fall back and go dark. They're going to more or less go back into the same exact position they were. So if I know where the SU was before, up and lit. So if I know where the SU was before, I could potentially put another shot and hit him. But we got blocked by the heavy machinery there, so that was unfortunate. But we were lit, so that means someone else is close enough, and I don't think the guard is on top of the hill. So that might be the Centurion being the next closest. So I'm just kind of hanging back because I know there's a bunch of guys right here. So we're just chilling. Some guys are getting lit. The guard's getting hammered. So let's try to reestablish ourselves a bit and start preparing for when they decide to take the brave pills and cross the entire field again. Luckily, guard takes down the AMX. That was a very good kill for us. Very important. So the guard's more or less safe, and now the brave pills are being taken by the Centurion. We're going to fall back, get the bush best we can. And we're just kind of waiting on him. There ain't a whole hell of a lot of bush, but we're getting plenty. So we'll go ahead and drop it right on the side of his turret. And I'm just over here letting them know I'm reloading so they can more or less expect what's going to happen. If for some unknown reason this Centurion's like, here, have more hit points. I don't know what he was thinking. He just really wanted to get that guard. And unfortunately, the guard had his own guard, me. So we did all that without being lit. Skorpinski gets lit. I'm going to just punt one as fast as I can. Wasn't really expecting to hit, but whatever. So I see the Liz kind of moving around, so I'm going to try to sneak up into here and see what we can find. About ready to go ahead and get rid of the Super Persian when the Udez, sitting further back, goes in and wipes him out. So, yeah, we got some spotting out of it, so it's not a complete waste. Another guy dead. Now, Wargaming. See all this? You know what I've been looking at for the past 5 seconds? Nothing but a green fucking screen from all the fucking bushes. Let's remove that shit. I want to see where I'm going and not sit here having to guess. Okay. Oh, got rid of my map. Ah. Okay, SU's kind of moving around a bit. Our Baraska's starting to get up in there. It's like there's enough tank destroyers. Let's not start. We don't have really the kind of force to push across. We're really just waiting for the enemy to make mistakes so we can capitalize on them. So, remember where the SU liked to park before, and we'll punt another one? There we go. We're going to punt one. We don't even care if it hit or not. We're just going to back off. I think we may have hit that one this time. Because in the post results, there was a few extra hit points more. So, you know, I just go ahead and let them all know since I'm in my really bushwanker of things, and the enemy's more or less trapped in this field. I'm just going to hold point here and just make sure anyone who crosses is going to get their ass shot. So we can't miss them. We got them pretty much trapped. Find the Borsig running around and boom, great velocity. Almost like a laser. So now we found the Borsig, that means the SU, so this is really time to get proactive at this point. I think I probably should have stayed up there because I got this low ground kind of messing with me. So I don't really get a highlight on the Borsig, but we'll just punt one anyway and see if we can hit. Unfortunately, we're in too low a ground. But like I said, this is really the time to get proactive because we're out hunting down the last ones. So Skorpinski is, of course, going to be exactly where he was last seen because, of course, he is. And that's the end of it. This is the third game of my Canoe Panzer. Not the greatest game, but I mean, we just relied heavily on doing bush work and the enemy being dumb enough to keep going back into the same spot. And I find this game was just a great example of... Oh, that's just the game. I find this game just a great example of the enemy team just failing to push their advantage when they had their chance. Now, if they all came at once in the first initial crossing, we probably would have been screwed. But they didn't, and then they just kept throwing good tanks at a bad situation and just kept failing. And other than that, here we go. Eiffel Tower in the background. And that's all I got for you, so I'll go ahead and catch you next time.